Indeed, it's a lovely Friday evening, and you are tuned to the program Ground Zero coming to you on Procyon Radio in collaboration with Invicta FM. You can also watch us on Procyon Television. My name is Ehis Admo, and today on the program Ground Zero, we have so much to talk about, so much that affects the lives of everybody. Now, Ground Zero is a program that comes up every Tuesdays and Fridays on Procyon Radio and Invicta FM. Meanwhile, every other working day of the week, you can listen to Ground Zero from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on Procyon Radio. Today on the program Zero, we shall be looking at the falling value of the Naira and the changing habits that we need to cultivate. That is changing our consumption attitude. That's the first snippet. And the second snippet is the APC National Chairmanship tussle. Crisis brew over choice of Ganduje. My guests on the program today are two very regular. One is already in the studio and one is standing by online to make his contributions to the program. We'll start with the first one, we'll start with Musa Bala. He's standing by. Musa Bala is a farmer and a political analyst. Musa Bala, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajit. Good evening, listeners within Kaduna and all over the world. Thank you very much.
All right. I also have with me in the studio Samuel Yohana. He is a politician and, of course, a political analyst too. Samuel Yohana, you are welcome to the program.
Online as well.
All right, and you can watch us on YouTube at Procyon Rtv. That's Procyon, the two numbers that you can get on radio and TV app from Google Play Store, where you'd have the where you can watch us, listen to us, and read us, because it's a one-stop shop. And of course, for those listening to us terrestrial, you can tune on to Invicta 98.9 FM and also hear Ground Zero. And go to www.procyonnews.com. You can also listen to us, watch us. Our topics that we'll be looking at this evening are looking at the falling value of the Naira and changing our consumption attitude. A popular blogger, Reno Omokri, made a list of some things that he feels we as Nigerians should do, and of course appreciate. Then we must develop our local market and change our consumption attitude. He said, I'll just go back to, instead of using some of these national telecom or these foreign telecoms like MTN, Airtel, and Etisalat, it's good for Nigerians to use Glo because it is the true their countries of residence. That's one of the first things he postulated. He said instead of us to use Mercedes and Range Rovers or Honda, we should buy Innocent because Innocent is a Nigerian vehicle manufacturer. He also said we should have France, KLM, Lufthansa, or Ethiopian Airlines. We should fly local airlines like Air Peace and the others. He said we should TV, Arise TV, Channels TV, NTA over those foreign channels that are Plus and 3SC over Manchester, Barcelona, PSG, Napoli, and the others. The music content they play in such events are Nigerian music. We are doing well over there. And ask us to patronize local Yanga and Louis Vuitton and all of that. Let's do it local. And he said instead of that we should drink palm wine and Zobo instead of champagne, Hennessy, Scotch whiskey, and the others. And we should not forget that Kunu is also a very, very good drink. We should do all of that. And he said we should shop our local wasteland. We should buy and eat only Nigerian rice. Instead of Thailand and other local, yes, we should buy it and encourage us to buy Xerox computer and laptops and tablets and also many other things. Instead of custard and coca oat, we should buy Akamu, pap, and stuff. And also KFC, we should leave KFC and Co alone and patronize Mr. Biggs, Tantalizer, and Mama Puts. And we should stop using Holland wax and imported George wrapper and use Kaduna textile products and Bollywood and concentrate more on Nollywood and Kannywood. Yes, we're also not doing badly in those areas. And instead of going to those foreign places for our honeymoon and other vacationing, we should do well to visit Obudu Cattle Ranch, Yankari Games Reserve, Ikogosi Warm Spring, and attend and other recreational festivals. And lastly, he said we should reject imported foreign fish, meat, and dairy products and buy fresh produce from local producer. That these are the ways that we can improve the value of the naira. And I think I agree with him a whole lot. Looking at the second item in respect of the APC chairmanship tussle, Dr. Abdullah Ganduji as the next national chairman of the party. Northwest of the party, Malam Salihu Lukman, replacement for the Israel National Chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu. According to him, the decision is suicidal and a height of insensitivity, and that may upset the zoning arrangement to make him the next national chairman. There are indications that the former Kano governor may be bracing for a bumpy ride, replete with stiff opposition to the chairmanship seat of the APC governors may have Tip Gandudi as the next national chairman of the party after the resignation of Adamu and the national secretary, Senator Iyola. How we can improve the value of the naira by coming local, buying indigenous. I remember in development communication, there was a postulation by Julius Nyerere where he postulated that for the Africans to grow and develop, we need to indigenize what is foreign, indigenize what is sectional, nationalize what is foreign, and localize what is indigenous. He postulated that, and I believe that these are nice angles to go by. Let's start from Musa Bala. From these indigenous products, in any way help in this, or what do you think about this postulation by Reno Omokri?
Thank you very much once again, Mr. His. Let me start with giving let me top of my hand for Mr. Reno Omokri. He has been on these days postulating good way out for Nigeria. All that he mentioned, let me repeat myself, all you need to do is just to have the political weight and determination. It's a matter of sacrifice. If you want to develop your own country, you don't sacrifice going for what you can be able to generate at home. No country in the whole world that want to grow and at the same time sacrifice what they can be able to produce and imported similar items. You don't compromise that. When you talk of consumption are done almost every instead of that of multi-choice and other things. So long you pay them this money, it's not even pay as you go. Even if you are not watching, the money keep going back to their country. Once you subscribe for 1 month, whether you never watch it, your money get expired. Instead of that money to be in Nigeria for Nigerians, so that Nigerians get work, and at the number of people queuing up every day or online, check how they pay for this multi-choice subscription. Honestly, we shed tears for this country. When you talk of innocent motor and Pujo made in Nigeria, in fact, the president needs to start it to start with government official, the National Assembly. These are made in Nigerian cars. The news coming to people now, the amount of money National Assembly I am making for the purchase of vehicle, it's insulting. It's mind-boggling. In a situation where we are suffering a lot of things, you are carrying these billions of naira in the name of buying official vehicle for our National Assembly members. When in Nigeria, we have an industrialist, somebody who is well determined that he can produce similar car for them that they can enjoy, and at the same time, this money will take these decisions. I can't understand. Government must start with enforcing, because I think now what Nigerians are waiting, and what Nigerians have started saying, good, we're going to sacrifice. Let's see the sacrifice from the government quarters first, which made a very valid point. If you look at me, Mr. East, for a very long period of time, I'm on the neck of the National Assembly members. If these people are determined to get things right, honestly speaking, it is easier for the National Assembly members to bend the executive than the executive bending them.
Yeah.
When they have presidents like President Muhammadu Buhari or President Tinubu, by the time that they presented something good, Buhari and Tinubu are always ready to sign it off. But at the same time, most of the things that the executive sent to them, unless they want it before they pass it. And when you look at how this money, this palliative again, that they wanted to share, they keep angering the people every day. People get more and more anger on hearing what is happening within the National Assembly. All these items that Reno or Mokori have mentioned are possible. I've stopped eating foreign rice since when I was in school. It doesn't make sense. If I can go to farm and farm this thing, eat it myself, and when you look at the nutritional content, the text or the test, for me and for others, it's still better. By the time that we have people patronizing our local rice and other domestic production, now the producing unit will keep improving. Maybe when you complain, we were being past that stage of stone rice now.
Yeah.
We have stone now. We even sort our rice. That is any cereal there that have some black spots, we can take it away. So we are growing every day. I have seen no reason why if we cannot patronize our made in Nigeria boat when we know that we can do better and at the same time save our economy. As I always said, the future should be our priority now. We have a vibrant children and grandchildren coming. We cannot afford to give them a state that is not functioning well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Musa Barala, for that comprehensive explanation. I'll come to Samuel Yohana now. Yeah, patronizing local.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people complain that the quality of the local is not as much as that of the imported. What would you say about that?
All this has to do with our flair for foreign items, imported items that we use scarce foreign resources to import. Mr. Hayes, I can tell you that if it comes to foodstuff now, I think we can only compete with imported ones here, because there are some rice here that if they bring it to you and display them, you hardly differentiate whether this is an imported or this is a locally produced. I'm not here to mention it because it's not a platform to campaign or mention a particular brand. So I believe with concerted effort from the government and a lot of support, we can get over the challenge that has to do with food security. Because as I speak to you right now, we're in a crisis of food security. Reason because a bag of maize now is above 40,000 naira. Even the poultry farmers have started sending warning signals that they might close shop because the feed now they can't afford to buy the feed, and the cost is going, and that's another serious problem that will affect the consumption of protein, because that usually is a substitute for red meat and other things. So and you see, we're an agrarian nation, and we don't have any business to import food from overseas, because this is a country that is gifted with two very good seasons. You can farm during dry season, you can farm during wet season. There are countries in this world that they're completely desert, but they don't have food crisis. Israel is an example. Israel all year round, you can farm in Israel. India, with a population of close to 1 billion.
More than.
Well, that's
they are more than now.
Okay.
They are 1.25 billion.
Okay. You will never hear about food crisis in India. Reason because agriculture is highly subsidized in India. I remember a friend who visited Uttar Pradesh, rice producing area in India. He said if you go to that particular region, you see a very large span of farm supply towards running across those farms, powering most of the agricultural machineries at a highly subsidized rate, whereby encouraging the farmers to produce more yields. And if that is done here, I tell you, our farmers are hardworking. All they need is encouragement from the government, because the challenges our farmers are going through is enormous. One, now the insecurity has become a serious problem. People have cultivated their farm ready for harvest. They can't go because the non-state actors running, controlling ungoverned spaces demand for taxes from there before they can access their farm to harvest their produce. And that has not rather supported the farmers, and because the farmers wait. Do I go spare my life at my own risk to harvest my crop, or I just forfeit it? And the moment he forfeits that farm produce, that means there won't be supply.
Yeah.
And demand is increasing. So we can do a lot by the time the farmers are supported. And for the imported vehicles, you see, if we don't maximize this flair for imported items, we will continue in this same cycle. And we cannot continue doing one thing and expect a different result.
Yeah.
Because some of those government officials, if you go to their houses, most of the items they use in their houses are imported items. One, their furnitures are imported furnitures. The clothes they even wear at times to sit and deliberate on these policies, discouraging importation, are even foreign clothes.
Yeah.
The shoes, the same thing. So we have a lot in our hand, and honestly, with these scarce resources now, the way things are going, if we don't minimize the rate we import items, I tell you, very soon it will become a serious challenge. Because right now, we operate a mono economy.
Yeah.
Our major source of foreign exchange is crude oil.
Crude oil.
And you can see that up to now, we've not even met our OPEC quota. So if we don't diversify this economy, I'm telling you, we're in a terrible mess. Long ago, I'd expected previous government to have diversified this economy now. The mining sector is another viable sector. Nigeria is sitting down on solid minerals. North Central, part of Northwest, these are whole areas with commercial deposit of solid minerals. But yet, I don't know, policies every day, government keep rolling out policies, implementing the policies, never see the light of the day. So my advice to government is that honestly, the earlier the better this economy is diversified, the better it is for us.
All right. We need to diversify the economy from a consuming to a producing one, and change our attitude also to consumption of foreign products to consumption of locally produced products. All right. Let's quickly look at the second item now, because the phone lines will be a major part of this program this evening. The second item, and issues with the All Progressive Congress, which you happen to be a party member of.
Yes.
The chairmanship position has been one that since the president came in, the sitting chairman then, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, is someone that the president does not seem to be carrying along as much as people had expected. And before now, so many things have been said, because ab initio, it seemed that Adamu was not in support of Tinubu's candidacy, because at some point the party position Tinubu wasn't actually party position from Adamu's angle at some point. Then along the line, when it came to even things that have happened in the Senate in recent past, you see that the then chairman Adamu, the former chairman Adamu, was always not in sync with what's coming from the presidency. And with all of this happening, and almost all of the time, him always seemed to be at loggerhead with the other mainstream part of the party. We knew that at some point this would happen. And there was a meltdown that culminated in his resignation. That was on one hand. But secondly, in a quest to get a new chairman, the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, has been touted to be the one that's favored by the presidency, by the president, and by a large segment of the party. And now, some other segment is coming out to say, no, it would not the chairman of the All Progressive Congress, being that there are so many things hanging around his neck, apart from the fact that there is the Kano State anti-corruption probe that's going on, in respect of the dollars that were stuffed in Babariga and stuff around the 2019 election, and every other thing that has happened since then. The governor of the state, who happens to be in a different political party, though that does not really mean that should influence the decision. But the general belief is that the position of the presidency supporting and backing him may not all go well for the party. How that will pan out, I wouldn't know. I'm just an innocent bystander watching and observing from the outside. Musa Bala, would you like to make some comment in respect of that and how you think that will affect
politics of... can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Well, the crisis in APC is something that is not new. It happens in so many parties. Let me win other people to take the mantle of leadership in the party. He has done his part. He has led the party to victory, many state candidates. As far as I'm concerned, there's alleged and so many issues on his head, like the volume ban. They say there are so many other things they say against him, but it never worked. And at the same time, we can see that even the Senate President allegation for the culture in Nigeria, allegations on your head never get cleared, get elected as governor of Ochi State. So as far as Nigerian law is concerned, the fact that you are a suspect, that never stops you from getting public office until the competent court of jurisdiction says so. So the movement saying that Tinubu should not appoint any former governor.
Okay.
I laugh. How can you say Tinubu should not appoint any former governor as ministers when he himself was a former governor? His vice president, former governor. We have a lot of former governors that stood by him. They didn't complain that former governors should not campaign for him, but they said that former governor should not be appointed as ministers. Well, in the list that we have an allegation on, he said, even this allegation, I've told you, even our president have such allegation. Right. Whoever I said, anybody you bring today, people.
You will come down to a party member. Samuel Yohana, talk to us.
If I understand what Mr. President wants to do now, he wants to have a control over the party. He wants to consolidate. The first obstacle he survived after becoming the president is the Yari obstacle, the contest for the Senate president. It is even alleged that Mr. President called Yari several times just to have a chat with him in respect to that contest. Yari reneged, didn't answer his call. Me and you know very well that the former party chairman, Abdullah Adamu, right from day one, there's no love lost between him and the former party chairman, and asked him, these are the appointments from National Assembly. He openly said these are rumors, that they are not in support of it at the National Secretary because they are not aware. And we're told that before, reasons best known to him, he was not on the same page with the leadership of the National Assembly. And that also set him on a collision course. And again, Abdullah Adamu, like I said, didn't really see the handwriting on the wall. He who lives on glass house shouldn't throw stones. Abdullah Adamu money realized from the sale of nomination forms before the primaries, where there was an audit report that indicted him and the party secretary, that they represented substantial part of that fund that was realized from that sale. And when the audit report came out, the members of the National Working Committee were not happy with the National Secretary and the former National Chairman. In fact, I remember for the past 3 or 4 months, the National Vice Chairman Northwest, that's the person of Alhaji Salih Lukman, kept hammering on the leadership style of former National Chairman Abdullah Adamu, where he said Abdullah Adamu runs the party as a one-man show. He doesn't call meetings because by virtue of Salih Lukman's position, he's a member of the NWC. So that Abdullah Adamu always sits with the secretary and 1 or 2 other people and take decisions on behalf of the National Working Committee, which a lot of members of the NWC were not happy with the way the former National Chairman was running the party. So like I say, he has done his own bit, he's moved on. But my advice to the executive at the Villa is, since this position was taken away from the North Central, it should please be replaced by somebody from the North Central for fairness and equity. Because the journey ahead towards 2027, I see that. Because the North Central is an emerging force now within the party, because they performed the 2023 election. We got substantial number of votes from that area. So please, my advice, Mr. President, for this position so that we can make progress.
We'll take some calls now. The number to dial to be part of the program is 009 789 009 4646 206. Our first caller this evening. Hello, good evening.
Yes, my dear, good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Guri.
The former president told us that we should be patronizing made in Nigeria. But up to the time he left office, apart from his car that I'm suspecting that is made in Nigeria or made in Africa, none of the things down to the bottom.
Okay.
Tinubu, I think some of his things, if not now, most of his things are made in Nigeria because of that Kampala and so on. About the national chairman, there is an allegation on Gandhi. Let them allow peace to reign there. I will keep on keeping my finger crossed to see who is that way will be going ahead. Everybody will be the person to rule me. Do we get it wrong in this country? So they should do the right thing. I want to see that we move ahead, not to be going backward again.
0809 7991989 and 0809-464-6206. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Calling from Kano.
All right, Otumba Rufai, you're welcome.
Yes, all our Nigerians, let us support this made in Nigeria. The former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, used to use this Kampala or something. He really promoted Nigerian wear, which I'm in support of it. I hope this, all this, even the innocent motto, I believe both federal and state should go with that something. Let us make use of what we have and promote our own goods, please, which is very, very important. Then for the national president, the national chairman of the APC, it's better for APC, it's better for them to please leave this in North Central. If you say it should go to Northwest, I think people forgotten the Deputy Senate President is from there. The House Speaker is from South Chances of North Central. Where he carried along there. Please, they should leave that thing there. And who told that your guest there that APC will still come back 2017, 2027? Look what I'm doing that, have a lovely day.
Thank you so very much. All right, 009-799-1989 and 009-464-6206 are the numbers to dial to be part of the program. All right, the program is Ground Zero. It's coming to you on Procyon Radio in collaboration with 98.9 Invicta FM. All right, we have our next caller. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening. Yes, I'm the great at the studio.
Yes, good evening. You are welcome.
My name is Comrade Gabriel, the unpaid man.
All right, Comrade Gabriel, let's have your take.
The man who says, talk about made in Nigeria for us to patronize, I think it's a welcome news. And we pray that the federal government of Nigeria, you listen to him, because even